Hi and welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Sandy and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. I hope you had a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. I did. I went back to my old hometown and spent like a day and a half there. But had to get back because I've got so much on the go right now. Alrighty, just checking to make sure all is good. Yeah, looks all good. Looks very, very good. Cool. Okay. Did you know that celebration is over in 2 days? So you have like 2 days left to take advantage of the getting a celebration freebie. So you spend $60 or $120 or whatever you want to spend, and you get to choose a freebie. It's also your last chance to join and get the free bundle, and you don't want to miss that. You really don't. It is such a huge savings to go with all of this. So and the thing is, when you join Stampin' Up, you actually join my stamping community, Stamping Inspirations, and it's we have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but in that group. Okay, so anyway, also, before I forget, registration for our Handmade Holidays virtual retreat ends on October the 8th. So it's going to be huge. It is going to be huge. I've teamed up with 2 other demonstrators, and we are bringing you 9 projects, pillow gifts, tutorials, door prizes, $50 in swag, including the tidings and trimming stamp set, which, if you're like, nah, not my cup of tea, you can substitute that. No biggie. I will add the link to register at the end of the video. Alrighty, so, and it's going to be so much fun. We are so excited. Like, we have planned we planned it so much and put so much effort and so much time into it that it won't be anything but fun. So I would love to see you there. Okay, so let's just take a quick look here. Hello, Valerie. Oh, that's one of your favorite stamp sets. You know what? Mine too. It just stamps beautifully, the whole 9 yards. And hello, Claire. And anyone else, if you're just joining, say hi. Say hi so I know you're there. Alrighty. Anyway, I would like to get started. You would like me to get started too. So this is obviously the Forever Fern stamp set. And oddly enough, though, I'm showing you fall colors. So we're actually using this stamp. Hard to believe. I will at some other time use the rest of the goodies. Just I was having so much fun playing with the blends. Okay, I was just going to say, I hope the screen isn't as wobbly and weird looking to you as it does to me, where everything's out of focus. Anyway, these are the dies. These are the Forever Flourishing dies, and I believe I'll use this one. I believe I will. I believe. Anyway, I say we get right into it. I do want to keep this die. Well, no, you know what? Just in case I change my mind. Alrighty. So what we have here, this is so exciting. I have grid paper. And the only reason I'm using the grid paper, and this is for the Stamparatus, but it's kind of my favorite. The only reason I'm using the grid paper is to protect my desk, because I'm going to make a mess. And the only reason I'm using the Post-it note is to protect my fingers from getting too inky, because you know me, I use a lot of white. So it is, okay, well, hopefully everything is good. Hopefully everything's good. So yeah, if I happen to, like last week, go way over here or something, let me know. I'll peek over once in a while at the comments just to say that I am trying to stay in the right spot and for you. Okay, so we're going to use a whole bunch of colors tonight. So I have Daffodil Delight and Mango Melody, and I don't know if you have this issue. For some reason, this one I don't close all the way. I don't know why. If it doesn't make that snappy noise, it's not closed. That one anyway. Okay, we're also using Real Red and Cherry Cobbler. And you're going to notice that I have two different styles. Doesn't make any difference. Same quality, just that there was nothing wrong with my Real Red, so I didn't need to replace it with a new style of casing. All right, and we're using Pear Pizzazz, and I think I'll start with Pear Pizzazz. Alrighty, so here we go. We'll see how this works. Every time, by the way, when you do this with your blending brushes or like a lot of techniques, it's not going to look the same every time. It will look different, and that's what I like about it. So I hope you can see that. I think you can. So I'm putting, just kind of rubbing, this is our Stampin' Blends brush, one of them. You can see the multiple colors. It looks like a rainbow in here. I really like these brushes. They're very, very smooth. I'm actually taking some of the color off. I don't want to see a distinct kind of blob. So what I'm doing is just adding a little bit of color. I can go over it after. I just want to see where it's going to land. And I'm not being like really particular about how I put this on. So if it looks like a dog's breakfast, that's because it's going to look that way. All right, so now I'm happy that I've got some of the colors out, the excess color. So I'm just going to go back over. Kind of makes its own little halo. And I always revisit. So I'm going to move that to the side and hope not to put any other colors in there. Okay, Mango Melody. Now you're going to notice a difference in this brush because I still haven't ordered more of the Stampin' Up! Brushes, and I had my Amazon ones first. All right, so let's go just right beside. I might not even get my fingers tonight. Anybody else use the blending brushes? And do you like playing with colors? I guess that's two questions, isn't it? We'll go back to that. I'm not afraid of putting this in here because I've taken most of the ink off. I normally would start with a lighter color. It's true. All right, so all I'm going to do with this, just going back over the Mango Melody and lightening her up a bit. Hey, Sandy, welcome. Alrighty, so we're playing here. So my question was, does anyone else use blending brushes? Blending brushes. I was looking to put stamping in front of everything, you know. I really enjoy using them. And the funny thing is, and I found myself doing this afternoon, was I was just using the edge. Not the whole thing, you know, I just want a thin line. And again, we will revisit. So let's get to our reds. Here we go. Oh, and now I've moved it so I can't see comments. Oh, silly me. It looks like I'm very centered today. I'm very centered. Ah, Amazon and Dollar Store. I never saw them in the Dollar Store, but I really like the quality of these guys. My Amazon one works. But I still like the feel and how this one works. These work. Okay, so first with Real Red, just going to throw some here and there. I don't know exactly. Usually what I do is when I'm done, I will take a look at it and decide where to put the dye. And you know what the cool thing about this is that, and I'll show you my piece from the other day. It's quite a bit darker. Oh, I know why, because I think I put in Evening Evergreen. We may have to go there. Okay, so, alrighty. Just have to get back. Okay, so, Sandy has some brushes, and I've used them a bit, but not as much of it. You know what? Once you see really cool techniques and ways to use them, you're going to be like, I am so getting those brushes out. Just adding to the intensity of the color just a little bit. So that's Real Red. And let's move on to Cherry Cobbler in the makeup department at the Dollar Store. Oh, I have never looked there. And because I sell Stampin' Up! Products, it's kind of like I'll probably stick with Stampin' Up! All right, so this, you're going to see, is going to be, it will be deeper once I finish, getting the colors mixed. Still, well, you know what I can do is I can put this over here and hold this direction. That looks pretty horrible, doesn't it? Like it's like blech, dislike, 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 but no fears, never fear. Things will get better. All right, so we went back into the Daffodil Delight and kind of making the red a little oranger, a little orangey. I think that's what I meant to say, orangey. And kind of an orange-ish type of color. And that's what I find is, like, I like to go back over everything when I'm getting closer to liking what I'm seeing, because I can kind of mix the colors best. Now, I did one this afternoon, and I actually left some white spots on it, which I rather liked. It's just whatever is pleasing to your eyes, go with it. Go with it, go with it, go with it. I'm going back to Pear Pizzazz. I just want to add a little bit more right there. You think, why are you doing all this, you know, for one die? But again, you can use this piece of paper, depending on where you put your die. You'll be able to get more than one card out of it, which is awesome. Go back into the real red. And again, not afraid to put this color in there because it's going to be okay. Now, what I am trying to avoid, and what you're going to want to avoid, is if you get too much red into the green, it's going to make an icky kind of brown, and it's not the prettiest color. So I tend to put like the yellows a little bit closer and try not to get over into the green too much. Very autumn. Yes, we're going for autumn colors. I do have one tree that's turning, and that's about it. Oh, and Claire's ordered hers from Stampin' Up. Yay. Yay. Which one's this? Mango. Maybe I'll go back in with a little more mango. The more intense you make it, wait, is that the right one? Yes. I saw that and thought I was in green. Okay. Get rid of some of that. And then we'll come back down to this corner. Oh, the one thing I wanted to mention also is that I had started an international blog hop with demonstrators from, I have a lady from Australia and 2 from England, 1 from the States, and then myself as well. And our blog hop goes live this Friday. So I will post it, but it's the cards that the ladies make, and I hope you like mine too, are beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So I will post that. I would like this to be a little drier than it is. So this is what my original looked like. You can see you can do anything. You can see where I cut my image from. So with this one, I am going to take this big die that we talked about, and I'm really liking this, and I'm liking going into the orange. So I could go that direction and still have room for others. I could go this direction and have lots more space. I think I'll go this way. Now, the one thing, oh no, actually, I was going to say you might want to use your adhesive sheets, but given the size of the leaves, you can actually get the glue behind. So give me a moment. I've got my, here it is. I was going to say, where'd it go? I have my little baby Stampin' cut and emboss machine. It's the baby. And move those and not ink up my desk. And we'll throw this through here. Hope I didn't make my paper too wide. Well, I did. I will cut a little bit of that off. You know, that's the one thing I hadn't thought of. Okay, so again, I think we used this last week. So this gives you your instructions, which is awesome. So die cutting edge. So we always know we put our dies down. And this is the plate number 2. You need 2 of them that I like to be on the bottom. But again, I have to cut a little bit off. So bear with me a moment. Let me just see how much I have to cut off. Ooh, about a little over 1/4 inch. Oh boy. Hate to throw a beautiful color away. So it's like, I wonder if I could use that. Okay, is it going to fit? It sure is. Alrighty. Okay, and I do believe we were going to go this way, but I do like that. Oh, decisions. Maybe I will go this way. Let's throw caution to the wind and go this direction. And hopefully I haven't gone too wide. All right, we'll find out. We will find out. This is one of my favorite go-to super easy techniques. Just want to make sure that this piece here is actually going to be caught by the, oh my goodness, I'm not the strongest person in town, can you tell? That it's going to go through the roller and have something under it and make the, oh my goodness, what a weakling. Hoi. Once you get to the other side, you're like, yay! And what I do, don't take it out. Flip it over. Did you get a good cut? Absolutely. Cut both the sides. Yep. So we'll take that out. Let's just move that. Such a handy little machine. All right. So, and to just restate, I still have room for this, and then a bunch of whatever guys, like these little guys would be so cute. All right, so let's put that back, and let's take this out of here. Take your pick tool. You know, I had it earlier today because I used it a bunch, but apparently I wonder if I put it away. That could happen, but it didn't. Okay. All right, we'll use scissors one more time. There's our piece that's left, so lots of it. The other thing you can do, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is before you die cut, get a little bit of water on your fingers and go like that. Not too much, and it will make a really cool looking background. I did that, oh, I can't remember how long ago. It was really pretty. All right, so let's just poke some of these guys out. Anybody else loving the cooler temperatures other than me? Like I am seriously in my glory. I'm like, ooh, it's chilly out, but I like it. Okay, put the die back where it goes. So there you go. Look at, like, how cool is that? So why don't we put the car together? Hey B, welcome. We're doing a cool technique tonight. Well, we've actually done the coloring part. So I have all the pieces here. Here. So let's just bring it all together. Oh, surprise. You'll know why. I actually asked my daughter's opinion on what color to use in the background. Okay, so this is basic white, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. My edges are nice and neat, but it's not sitting as flat as I'd like, so there we go. Bone folder. I'm not going to say it's your best friend, but it's a pretty cool friend. All right, so I hope you can see the embossing on this. If I turn it just a couple times. Okay, so this is also basic white, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. So I went smaller than my usual, but there's a good reason for that. Oh, and I embossed it using the animal prints. Now, you know what? I still see flowers. I see flowers when I look at this. I'm sure it's animal print too, but I see flowers, so I'm going with that. Let's adhere that. We'll get one piece out of the way. Out of the way. So I'm going to use Tombow. You know what's funny is when I'm prepping cards, I use I use the old snail. I mean, if you still have it, use it. If you don't have it, move on to the stamping seal. Let's see if that's in the right spot. This is one thing you can't do with other adhesives. There. Beauty. Alrighty. And then, I always get these, I must clean my, well, my plates are really old. Okay, so this is, I did it with the same one. Oh, I did it with the wrong one. No wonder that looks different. So this is basic black, and I use the largest of the layering circle dies, scalloped, that is. And on my other one, I had embossed it using a different folder. And I'll show you which one that is. Nope. I'll show it to you if I can find it. Oh, it's this one, which I think is there. I think it's called Pretty Flowers, but I'm not 100% sure. You can't really see it, and I'm going to cover it up, but that's what I meant to do. That's very pretty. And it is on my sample card, so you can kind of see it there. Kind of yes and kind of no. All right, so let's bring this over. I don't use a lot of black, but wow. The one thing I wanted to avoid is I really don't want it looking like Halloween, like orange and black, but I don't think it does. I think it looks very fall-like, and that makes me happy. Very happy. So, why don't we adhere it? So this is what I mean by there's lots of space back here, so no need to use your, unless you don't like gluing little bits, no need to use your adhesive sheets. And you don't have to do every one. It's paper, and it's all good. Maybe we'll just put one there, though. Kind of the ones that are touching the center. Oy. I always have to take them off my desk in case you're wondering where this is going. Oh, don't move it. I don't want to see the glue. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Sandy says it's stunning. And like I said, there's glue back here, so I'm just going to take that off. All right. We are going to pop that up, but not yet. I'm going to do the sentiment. You know, when you're looking for the little piece of paper that you set aside for this, basic black, embossing buddy, which we don't sell right now. Stampin' Up doesn't sell, so you can get them at your you get them at your local craft store, likely. Okay, so the reason you want to use this is to remove the static, so the embossing powder doesn't stick. Oh, it was a toss-up. Nope, I'm going to use white. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the Hello stamp that is from the stamp set, the Forever Fern, and hopefully we get a good one. I had a little fuzzy when I did my sample, and I'm like, no way, there'll be no fuzzies. Thank you, Claire. You know what? And the thing is, you'll get different, like seriously different every time. It all just depends on, it's always going to be different on a video because it's going to be different every time. It doesn't matter if you're doing a video or not. What am I saying? All right. So I like to keep my, mostly the white, because this is 2 containers. I like to keep them in these containers. And this is from like a protein shake or something, not a protein shake. Something like a protein shake. All right, get it on there, tap it off. And then what I usually do is just take a quick peek to make sure there isn't any little bits. And I don't think there is. So it's going to get noisy for just a moment. Well, I'm going to let it heat up first. I have 2 samples to show you at the end. One I did in white, like this, so it's white embossing powder. The other one I did in gold. All right, that should be heated. Here comes the magic. And ta-da! Okay, now that's hot. One thing I know, I'm pretty sure you already know this. This is warm here. I don't like to set it on my desk, mostly because I have adhesives to that side. And put that little foot up, that little stand, and you won't burn anything. Okay, so there it is there. But wait, there it is there. Wow, I am one fast die cutter. I use the Messages die for this. And that's the one that has all the sentiment spaces on it. That'll all be on my blog, which will go live after I've uploaded to YouTube. Always upload to YouTube. Always, always. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 in the center for good luck. Oh, drat. I did it again. Oof. Don't you hate when you do that? I just looked over 2 seconds ago and went, oh, I'm supposed to put that on first. So I will. The reason why I wanted to put my, off you go, off you go. The reason I want to put this on first is because if you don't really want to get, I don't want to have to go around a dimensional, but I also don't want to go on a dimensional. So let's do this. This is going to vary, of course, for every card, but I'm making something large enough that'll stick out both sides. Okay, so let's just give her a wee pinch there just to stay put. You stay put. Maybe make it a little bigger because I can always adjust it. That's that one. That looks good. And that's that one. Like I said, just pinch her in the center. I am very fond, you might have noticed from my videos, I'm very fond of the gold trim. You get the gold and the silver. Okay, so, and this is another time I like to use stuff like this because this kind of adhesive. Now, I want to see where everything's going. Okay. Heck, no! When doesn't that happen? Okay, you just stay there. We'll try it this way. Hiya! All right, so now that it's on, yes, that's the noise it makes when it goes on there, by the way. Hiya! You can always trim those ends. Just want to make sure that, see that to me, now the loops are a little too big. This one's too big. So we'll loop that down just a little bit. Bring her down. This is just the finicky kind of part where you play with it until you're happy with what you have. So it's not really a bow per se. It is pinched. If it would stay pinched, it would even be better. There. I want this one kind of down and that one kind of up, which we can do. Ah, stop. I was doing this afternoon, and don't my fingers get stuck to the adhesive? And I'm like, well, this is great. Just put a little bit more on. And stay. There we go. And keep maneuvering until you're happy. This one's it's too big still for me. That's why it's nice to see the front at the same time. Anyone else have weird bow making? Not a bow. I'm going to keep playing with this until I get it the way I want it. I know sometimes I fix things after the video, but oh no. This one will not get the better of me. Okay. That's more like what we're looking at. We're looking at it up and a down. Alrighty. Not cutting off the ends until it's on the card. Now let's see. I know I picked these off, and we'll just see if they're still going to... Yeah, they're still sticky. Just makes placement of them a little bit different. The other thing you could use, it's a little harder to like aim for that one spot, is you could use glue dots. All right, so let's set that aside. All right, take the backing off. I was watching, I always wondered why Jay and Barry, they are demonstrator team from England. I always wonder why they put lines on their dimensionals, like right down the center of each, on the page obviously, and it's so they know that they've taken all the backings off. I finally said it in a video and I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. And their cards are gorgeous, so if you haven't checked out, I can never say it. I can probably spell it, but I can't say it. Okay, that one's a little bigger than I want still. We still have some playtime here. We always have playtime. There. Cutting off a little more than we expected, but that's okay. It's a no biggie. All right, and then let's get our sentiment on. Now I want it to be about here. So I'm only putting the dimensional here, and then I am going to put a glue dot there. So dimensional. Always make sure I have the right end of the word. Glue dot. Oh, you're all so quiet tonight. And take the backing off. This is not a difficult card to make. And even when if you were to think, well, you know, you did that bit with the brushes. Nah, not difficult at all. Hey, you know what I could do? I could loop that right under. So after the video, I may end up doing that. But for now, I wonder. No, I still want ends. Anybody else have this whole process? I bet you do have the process where I like it. No, I want to change it. No, I like it. Oh, no, I don't like it. Now I'm going to change it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pinch this. I'm going to do that. We're not done yet because I'm not going to forget. And I didn't write down the name of these. I wrote down embellishment. Good one, Sandy. I know you get several different colors, and they're adhesive backed, and they're sequins. Adhesive backed sequins? Iridescent? I'm not sure. Anybody here? You probably know better than me. You can probably flip your catalog over. I, on the other hand, have not ordered a catalog since I gave my last one away. All right. Normally, again, I would be using my take your pick tool. These are sharp. Well, so is the other, but this has 2 sharp ends. So I'm going to place a couple of these here and there. So one big one. I've started I've started using these larger sequins that I've never used before. I'm like, no, I don't like those. But you got a pretty good card space, right? You're looking at 5.5 by 4 1/4. There's lots of room for that kind of fun. So go for it. Now that, oops, don't you dare get stuck to my desk. Or dare, that's okay. And isn't it kind of cool that like this one to me, from my angle, looks green. And from yours, now that it's on the black, it may look completely different. Just keep moving it around, and that's what I like about it. You have all different colors. And I know you get several different colors in the package of these, which is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. 5. Alrighty. Almost done, ladies. We are cooking with gas now. Alrighty. So there's the card. It's funny how they always, and that's bugging me. It is so bugging me. And I hope my video is still going. Take a little boo. Yeah, it's working. Well, actually, now that I'm back to it, I'm back at the stamping and, that part. Let me show you the originals. All right. So this is the original. You can see there was clearly a nice light streak through it. So this one is definitely more dramatic, and I like it. I think that's very cool. And I hope that's on straight. Yep. And you notice how I didn't say going north to center, south to center. You can put this part wherever you want. I mean, don't go too high, don't go too low. Just whatever's just right. Now, remember I said I did do a test with the gold. My daughter did not like the gold, so I stuck it on this card. So the only difference here is I used a different die, but still from the same Flourishing, Forever Flourishing dies. This is from that same original piece of paper. This is the check and dots folders. Well, this is the dots of the check and dots. Same here. So just your basic black, same base as that. These are stitched rectangles, and I just stuck them on an angle. This time I tied a bow around it, and still use the pretty little gems. So what do you think? There we go. Hopefully we're all in it. You little troublemaker. That one too. You little troublemaker. I like this one because it's going under. Anyway, I do appreciate you watching my video tonight. I'll go back and take a look at the comments because, there's a delay, and that's just the way it is with Facebook. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, I told you about the blog hop. I absolutely did. Showed you the 2 cards. I would love to see you again at the Handmade Holidays Virtual Retreat. It's all online, and because we can't do in person, and we're in different cities too. There you go. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for your shares, and if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I will see you again next Tuesday with another fun card. Bye.